What is going on, boys and girls? Welcome along to the final quarterfinal of the Rugby World Cup 2019. Japan versus South Africa. This is the big one, the one we've all been waiting for. The game is not far away from kickoff. So first things first, thank you everyone for coming along and joining me tonight for this big game. We've got coffee on hand. We have plenty of entertainment on hand as well for this big match. If you're here to watch the game, unfortunately, we will not be showing the actual match of the game. So, straight away for you guys there, this is not a match. This is not a stream of the actual match. This is just reaction, just commentary, just discussion, just chat, just all that sort of thing as well. So, if you're here for that, welcome along. If you're not, well, you're free to stay anyway. But thanks for joining us, everyone. Zach's already in the chat tonight. How was that All Blacks game, he says, in Wales versus France? Yeah, amazing games in the quarterfinals. The France game versus Wales, which we've just not long finished watching, was a tremendous game. Really, really high quality match. The French probably should be celebrating a place in the semi-finals, but they are not. They are not celebrating at all. They have pretty much knocked themselves off, really. Ill discipline, poor play, and that has been the end of the French. We are not far away from kickoff, though. Zach sadly says he's off to bed tonight, so Zach's not putting in the hard yards for us tonight, sadly. So thanks for stopping by, Zach, while you are here. Good to see you anyway, good sir. And before you go, Zach, if you're still around, who's your pick? Are we going for a Springboks win, or are we going for the home team, the hosts, Japan, to get the job done? If I'm being completely honest, I've gone personally with South Africa in the picks. That's the head talking. But what I want to happen is what's in there. The heart wants to see Japan pick up the victory. So really looking forward to how this one's going to pan out. Hopefully it is a fantastic end to what has been a great weekend of quarterfinal rugby. Zinandi is in the chat. Welcome along. I hope I haven't made too much of a hash of your name there. What is your prediction for this game? South Africa versus Japan. Like I just spoke about, head is with South Africa. I think they're going to win. My prediction that I did on SuperBru and on the website, behindthepost.com. You can go check that out to see. I did pick South Africa by 4 lonely points. But, I mean, wouldn't it be amazing to see Japan? I know you won't want Japan to win this one, but the possibilities are pretty up there that either of these sides could win. South Africa is certainly the favourites for this matchup. I'm interested to see actually what the SuperBru picks would be on this matchup. What the general consensus of people. Zach says, of course, Japan. It would be amazing to see Japan versus New Zealand for the final. So he's certainly got his thoughts on there, Zach, that the home team are going to get the job done. I want to see what the community stats are here for this game. Who are they picking? Wow, it's 92% South Africa. So everyone's going pretty much straight in line with the Springboks to get this job done. Andres, welcome along, sir. He says, I have to say, I'm really worried about this one. Can go any way. It can go either way. This is going to be a cracker. So I hope you're all settled in. I hope you're all ready to go. We've substituted the Red Bull for just coffee tonight. So we're kicking off with the coffee. There's bottles of water all over the place. We're ready for a big game. We are ready to go. Japan versus South Africa. Get your predictions in the chat right now. Let me know what you've thought about the quarterfinals so far. We obviously talked quite a bit last night about the All Blacks game and about the England-Australia game. What did you guys think about the France-Wales game that we've just finished watching about an hour ago? I thought that was an absolutely brilliant game, that one. So let me know your guys' thoughts on that. Zach asks, what year is my AB shirt? Well, this is a jacket, Zach. This is just a kind of weather jacket. The proper jersey that I have is the World Cup jersey. So it's this year's World Cup jersey. That's the one I was wearing last night. If you go back and watch that, that's the jersey. It's the 2019 World Cup kit. So we are all set to go, I do think. Let's have a quick look at the two teams. South Africa, they've made minimal changes for this match. Tendai Talwera, Bongi and Benami in the front row alongside France Maholba, Ebenet Sabith, Lut Diaga, Sai Khaleesi, Peter Steph Toy and Dane Vermeulen are the forward pack. Faf de Klerk, Andre Pollard in the halves. In the midfield, it's Damon Delende and Lekanyo Arm. Cheslin Colby on the right wing, Makazola Mapimpi on the left. Vili Leroux is at fullback. Wayne Barnes is in control of this match as well. But a shout out for the referee. Kota Ainaki is the loose head prop shot. Horia and Jiwon Ku is the front row for Japan. Luke Thompson, James Moore in the second row. Michael Leach captaining the team, captain against captain. Peter Labasance is at open side. Himino is at number 8 as we get the game underway. Nagari Tamura are the halves. In midfield, Nakamura Lafaeli, no change there. Fukuoka Matsushima on the wings with Yamanaka at fullback for Japan as they're going for a crossfield kick. Already Japan trying to razzle-dazzle straight off the kickoff. Goodness gracious me, what a start here. Action-packed already from these two sides. Lewis in the chat. Poor performance from Wales, he says, brilliant defence and mentality to come away with the result. 100% agree with you there. I don't think Wales were the better team in that game at all. But they got the chance. They were gifted that opportunity due to some pretty average discipline by the French, Vahamahina, especially the man, to give that one away. We are underway, so I should best be changing things here. Getting rid of that time. We should get our timer underway. Go time is go time. And the Springboks have the ball straight off the kickoff here. A kick away from Japan. Now they're sitting on halfway. A minute into the game and it's 0-0. And the box kick comes in from Faf de Klerk. And up it goes. Matsushima does well. The ball screws in the back. And over the sideline it goes. Knocked back. Japan will be, I would have thought, a South Africa line out there. But it looks like it might be going to Japan. Matsushima and Michael Leach getting in a bit of a scuffle there. As Mapimpi went up for it. Mapimpi lost it. Matsushima got it. Got hammered in the back from Mbanabi. And then Matsushima puts it into touch. So I'm not sure how that is the Japan line out. The last hand was certainly off the Japanese player, Matsushima. Here they go from the line out. Set play into midfield. And Labasante has a run through the middle of the defence. Lewis says if Vahamahina stayed on the field, it would have been a completely different game. As we've got a stoppage for a forward pass, presumably going the way of the Springboks. Yes, indeed it is. Wayne Barnes picking up that one, going into the back line. You Tamura. Oh, yes, Tamura. That was a shocker. Goodness gracious. That was almost into the semi-finals. It was that far forward. Moving on back to Lewis's comment here. If Sean Edwards can get France to be a more disciplined side, then the world can look out. Yeah, I mean, I spoke about this a lot in my preview on BehindThePost.com. You can check those out every day of the World Cup so far. We've had them, but that halves combination, DuPont, Intermuck, those two guys there are world beaters. They are fantastic players. If they could get the discipline, if they kept 15 men on the field, they won that game because they were brilliant with 14 men. So if they could have kept the 15 on, there was game on, I think, in result to France. Only themselves to blame. How many times do we see that about a French team? Andre says Japan are looking pretty good. Question is, will they be able to play like this for 80 minutes and if their bench can keep up? Dead right. As the scrum to the Springboks on the Japanese 22. Faf de Klerk goes to the short side. Mapimpi. Oh, Mapimpi gets away from Fukuoka! And Mapimpi scores! That is try time! Springboks, open up! I think he's got away from Matsushima that's on that wing. Mr. Mapimpi is in for the first try. What a start! Well. Didn't think we'd be getting a ripper like this. Scrum, Faf de Klerk took his time. Japan held it up pretty well. Right on the 22. Vermeulen doing fantastically there. 1-on-1. And I'm trying to work out who he was on defensively. Was it Nakamura? No, it was Tamura. Why was Tamura out there marking on the short side? That was a gimme. An absolute gimme for Mapimpi. And the original king himself goes over. Yo, Tamura. I mean, that is research by the Springboks to pinpoint a guy like Tamura, the fly half for Japan, to be one-on-one with Makazole Mapimpi. That is disaster for Japan. So let's get... Oh, the kick is away. Mapimpi gets the first try, and conversion from Pollard is astray. So 5-0 it will remain. None out of one there for the Springboks. We're 5 minutes in. Interesting start here. Let's go, Mr. Mapimpi, says Andres. You'll be loving that one. So is Rassi in the crowd as well. Zach, something wrong with my app permission? Send a super chat. Yes, of course, anyone can send a super chat. If you want to support the channel, if you want to support the videos, I'd be very, very appreciative of any cents you can spare me to help buy these little things, which help my voice last for 2 hours every couple of days, and buy coffee, and to buy water. Because I tell you what, I go through an absolute boatload of water doing these. So I always appreciate any support. Guys out there that are members of the channel, everything like that, I thank you all very, 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 very much. As a box kick from Faf de Klerk gets the Springboks out of their own 22. And Himino, who is having a very, very strong World Cup, has picked it up and gone again. Nagati switches players Horia, and Tamura is sacked in a big tackle there from Mbonambi. And Japan struggling to get momentum here early on. Deep play. And a bomb straight up. Very, very high. Oh, big collision there. Thompson picks it up nicely. Offloads beautifully. Lapasante. And they go short. And it is Leach now, the captain, who gets a big ovation. Box kick. Nagari's done very well there. A delicate little box kick over the top. Vili Leroux covers back nicely and clears back to halfway. Water is great, Zach. I have 3 bottles of water sitting up here right now, just in case I need them for this game. And also some of these. I don't know if anyone's ever seen this before. Free advertising for Swiss Herb, but it's kind of like voice. I don't know. I got something when I completely lost my voice. So going with those. Godspeed, little thing. In you go. Here's Japan. Lineouts won, and they fire down to their back line. It's a little bit messy and unstructured, but again, it's Lapasante who does a good job to straighten it up beautifully towards the Springboks halfway line. Well, it's both teams halfway line. There's a chip over the top, looking wide. It's Leach lurking out there on the wing. Bizarre place there for Michael Leach to be. An interesting start. Japan really keen to go for those crossfield kicks, but Lapasante is on top of this at the moment with some great hands. He's being the real marquee player. I mean, who would have seen Michael Leach out there going, yeah, kick me the ball? And they've gone, yeah, let's go, Michael. Not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. But alas, it's worked out all right for them. Here's the line out for the Springboks. And they set up a maul. Obviously, as ever, they set up a maul. And they really, I'm just trying to reposition things here on the picture. As the Springboks move forward, it's at the back there from Mbonambi. And Faf de Klerk waits as his team goes inching forward metre by metre. Trying to make a yard or two here. Now de Klerk gets it out. There's a charging run there from Lafaeli. Flat ball into midfield. And the Springboks attack again. Vili Leroux out to Mapimpi. Mapimpi bulldozing. It takes a couple of Japanese defenders to put him down. Flat pass from de Klerk out to Delindi, who charges back of the fence in the 22 now. South Africa looking to pile on the pain to the host. It's Sabith loses the ball, and it's there for Japan. And Anaki has a big strong run, the loose head prop. Nagari fires it wide. They got numbers out wide. Little grubber kick in behind. Big chase here for Matsushimu. He's not picked it up. Lafaeli goes back for it. And the ball spills free. Lafaeli out wide. Dangerous. Some good work. The chase from the Japanese winger. Surely Madushima was his wing. But we all know that Kingi Fukuoka loves to range on opposite sides, and he is rapid as well. That was not far off. Oh, and that was almost a turnover as well from Tamura. So it was Fukuoka. Oh, and Billy LaRue has taken a nasty knee to the head from his own player as well. So let's pause the time because it's probably going to be a bit of stoppage here for Billy LaRue. We're a bit ahead, but we're cracking on all right. So 5-0, Springboks lead over Japan. Thoughts on the opening 9 minutes of this game? It's been a bit of a stalemate, but the Springboks have been certainly by far the better side out of the two. Many chances. Marcus Mapimpi is looking pretty much on fire out wide. They are going to him for a lot of action. And the box kick over course, Faf de Klerk is the go-to play for the Springboks. Alex is back. Welcome back, Alex. Good to see you. Obviously, bad night for you last night, Alex, with the Irish having an absolute brain fade. What are your thoughts so far, Alex, on the French? Not happy for France? Why not? I mean, that red card, if you're going to argue the red card, go for it, but I don't see how you're going to. Andre says, so far the forwards doing great for South Africa. Backline still a bit asleep. We knew this, didn't we, Andres? We knew this was going to be a forward-dominated game by the Boks, because that is their strength. That is what they need to do. That is how they want to play, and that's how they're going to play. The bench tells a big story. That's how they're going to play. And we know that they're going to try and dominate this game up front. We know they're going to try and dominate the set piece, the scrums, the lineouts, the conflict area, the breakdowns, the rucks, the mauls. That is South African bread and butter. That flashy offload, little grubbers in behind, what we've already seen from Lafaeli and the likes, that's more Japan style. If Japan get fast ball, this could be a bit of a cracker if they can get a little bit going their way. The scrum, though, give some credit here to Japan. They've held the scrum up brilliantly. South Africa did not want to let it out. Pollard goes high looking for Colby, who waits for it and easily dealt with at the back there. Matsushima is all over this. Nagari. And into Tamura they go. Anaki with another go. Oh no. Let's get the cards out. Where's the cards? He's gone. Sorry. Tendai Tarawera, you're out of here. You are out of here. You are gone. No, that's gone. I'm sorry, that is gone. This day and age, that is see you later. Has he just been given an instant yellow? I think he has. Instant yellow. He's not even looked at the replay. He's just dished him a yellow straight away. Let's get on to this, shall we? Yellow card. Let's spell Ntarawera's name properly. That is a terrible tackle. Absolute terrible tackle. Zach, thanks, Zach. $2 coming in from the super chat from Zach. Thank you very much, sir. Hope you enjoy the streams, even though you're going to be hitting the hay. Thanks very much for the donation. Appreciate it a lot, buddy. Tendai Ntarawera is very lucky he has not seen red here. Wow. That is a disgusting tackle. Let's be honest, that is a really horror tackle. Picking the guy up and dumping him on his head. You can't get away with that these days. At all. And as soon as he landed around that shoulder, neck area, it was gone. He was done. Boks in trouble now, says Andres. Well, what do you reckon, Andres? Try time. South Africa, Japan, I should say. Something going to come their way. Right. Now the crowd again behind their team. 10 minutes. Oh, stolen at the back, but it's lost to Japan. Now they get to play their set piece option anyway. Bit sloppy there from the Springboks. They could have secured that. Would have been big. A little chip behind. Oh, it's a just about stolen ball from Dialendi. But it's, again, spilt. And Wayne Barnes will go back. Zach's departing us. Have a good night, everyone. Work tomorrow, he says. And in 2 weeks, finishing work. In about 4 to 8 weeks, moving to Australia with his fiance and son. So, yeah, big times happening, eh, Zach? Big times. Always enjoy your company, good sir. Thanks for coming by, as per always. Enjoy your day at work tomorrow. We're all going to be suffering the work tomorrow thing. I suffer that today as well. But you know what? Don't care. It's the World Cup, and it's brilliant. All the best for the big move, Zach. Be with the family. Number one thing, isn't it? Right, so we've got to get the time sorted a bit more. We're a minute in front. So we've got to get our clock going nicely. We're just over the 11-minute mark. And it is 5 points to 0. The Springboks over Japan. The Brave Blossoms struggling so far. Zach, 100% you will see me for New Zealand versus England. We will have both semi-finals on the channel. And, of course, the bronze final and the grand final the week after that as well. Plenty of changes going on at the moment from the two sides. Of course, with the yellow card to Mtawera, has seen Sai Khaleesi make his way off. The replacement prop, Stephen Kickoff, is coming on instead. And now we've seen Labasanche, who's been one of the best players in a Japanese outfit, make his way off for Amanaki Murphy, who's come on instead. We got the Sixers of error there, Zach. No worries, buddy. Have a good night. Sleep well. And maybe in the morning when you wake up, you'll see that the Brave Blossoms themselves will have done the job. We'll see. It's still very, very neutral right now. Right. Nagari feeds the scrum, and he's trying to get it out in the second row, which is very bizarre. He does so. A flat ball away to Nakamura, who's intercepted by Faf de Klerk. That is a big play. The Springboks really are toying with the Japan attack at the moment, not letting them get any sort of momentum really up in their faces and forcing them into bad passes. And they've got the ball back, and with the yellow card period winding down, a couple of minutes in now, Faf de Klerk will clearly box kick this one high. Yamanaka, no, Matsushima flying forward there to pull that ball in. Great work there by the right winger. He took it with aplomb as well. Ayanaki's not having great nights. Nakati goes away to Himino, who has another run, the number 8. Standout performer for this Japanese side. A slow ball, they're having to throw big numbers here. Now Nagari looks like he's going to... No, he's not going to kick. Goes to Tamura, who goes for the crossfield bomb, and out there ranging is Michael Leach. Oh, my word! Another big collision here. Leach and Billy LaRue, like two boulders going flying at each other in mid-air. Massive collision, but it was perfectly legal in my eyes there. Leach, both players' eyes on the ball, and that is a big cruncher as well. Knocked on from, well, Lafayette certainly did, but I think first was by Billy LaRue. Mapimpi yelling and screaming instructions here as it went up. Yep, off the hands, off the chest, and forward from Billy LaRue. That's a fair collision. 100% there. And we've got another stoppage, do we? We do. 12:46 in. Let's get the time up to date. Stop, start. It's a typical game of rugby involving the forward dominant Springbok side. So yellow card obviously is a big call early on. Massive call for the Springboks. Lost some Tawera, but Japan so far have not scored a point. Kickoff is on. They are going with just a 7-man scrum, the Springboks. Faf de Klerk is getting himself in the middle of the two front rows, which is probably not the most advisable spot for a little scrum half to be, but he is a pretty tenacious little fellow. So we are really taking time to get this started and back underway. Still inside the opening 15 minutes. And Tarawera still got 7 minutes on his yellow card period. Now we got time back on. Nagari feeds And again, second row, he pulls it out. De Klerk trying to get involved. He's in trouble. And now they've fired into the back line. Oh, it's a special little play here by Japan. They shimmy inside after a big double round, find some room. Quick ball, Tamura. Oh, big tackle there, Nakamura. They recover well, though, Japan. And they come to this near short side. The Japanese gladiator. He's back from his basement. Welcome along. Oh, I hope you haven't put the knockers on them. Here's Shota Horia. Stepping his way in traffic. Right on halfway is the hooker. Now they find a little bit of depth. Oh, just about an intercept. Trouble though, but they get the numbers out wide. Oh, was that a forward pass? It's letting it go. And Fukuoka beats one. Burns away from Chesson Colby. But it is Delende who drags him back. And he gets up and resets the ball. Nagari, Tamura, holds it up. Finally goes wide. They're trying to get it out there. Is the offload coming from Nakamura? No. Shota Horia picks and goes quickly in the 22. Shorter goes to Tamura. Tamura runs in to Diaga. Inside ball. Oh, big tackle on Lafaele. Again, they go to Leach on the short side. He steps and dummies his way through. But Kickoff pulls him down. Japan, huge chance to score now. It settles down a bit. The Springboks defence is a bit more structured. Is running as Tamura back into where the breakdown was. He gets within 5. Nagari. Thompson. God, just about trouble there. And over the top of it goes Delende and grabs the penalty. He looked dangerous as soon as Thompson went in after his partner. He was never going to get that ball back. He had no support. Zach's back. He's got the excitement of the rugby to put himself to sleep. Good luck with that, I say, Zach. Good luck, my friend. That was something special from Japan off that set piece. Is this a forward pass? Oof. That was pretty forward, wasn't it? Oh, Fukuoka. The kid is absolutely electric. He skinned Chesson Colby, which not many people skinned Chesson Colby. And then he outpaced Billy LaRue with a step as well. And only took Delende to come back to take him down. Brilliant start so far. Yamanaka got smoked. Here's the play. So Luke Thompson went into the breakdown. He had support there by what looked like Jiwon Koo there, but Jiwon Koo was on the wrong side of the breakdown. So it didn't help him at all. Diaga goes up for the line out from Mbinambi. He almost loses it. And the Springboks set up the driving maul yet again. Wayne Barnes calls once, and Faf de Klerk steps to the short side and box kicks high and box kick. Oh, whoa, my goodness me. What a setup defensively there from Japan. 2 players coming in and shutting that down. Now Japan look wide and they look for a bit of depth on the play as well. Breaking through. Good run once again from Yamanaka up from fullback. Sending it back for outside centre. Lafaele with another run. Here's Tamura running inside ball. Nice work as well. Nakamura getting involved now into the midfield, and Yamanaka is the man to do the damage. Here's Leach. He loves the wing, and he's offloading nicely. And it's that Yamanaka again. I think that's 3 carries. Matashima should be who's in there. The ball's placed back. Nagati, Tamura, wide. Nakamura gets the big double cutout pass out there. Trying to beat one. Lafaele tried to pass, tried the offload. Decides to hang on to it, and good decision too, because that was all trouble. Springboks try to compete for it. Ainaki, oh, that's a great play. Jiwon Koo once more. Big strong run for the prop. Now they go back to the short side. Inside pass has gone forward. Knock on Lafaele. Oh, good luck sleeping, Zach. This one's electric. The Japanese attack is trying to go full flurry, but like Andres says in the chat, the South African defence is first class at the moment. The thing is here, Japan are breaking the line, but the Springbok defence is, we'll pause the clock here because there's another stoppage. When the Japanese team breaks the line, they're actually not still making progress through because they're covering back. So they're covering and scrambling very, very well, which, of course, is stopping that final finishing flurry from the Brave Blossoms. Brayton's back in the chat. The world is backing the Blossoms. 100% Brayton, 100%. It's been a very interesting match so far. It's hard to argue against that. Japan are certainly throwing everything they've got into this one at the moment. And they're certainly not out of it. 5-0 only the score, as you can see up there. One try, unconverted. And, of course, yellow card to Tendai Mtawera. Which we should probably chuck in what time that was. It's been a frantic pace so far. A frantic pace for these two sides. And Tawera's still got 2.5 minutes to go, so must have been about the 10-minute mark that he got yellow carded. We'll update that for future reference. And the Springboks will have the scrum feed. Now, it's just outside their 22, and it's collapsed on the far side of Wayne Barnes. That's Mahalba's side. Up against Sayanaki. So big play here for the Springboks. 2.5 minutes to survive before they get their loose head prop back. Cesar Colby getting a bit of airtime here. But really he's been, and probably will be, I think rather unemployed as this match wears on. Now, the Springboks have a 3-on-2 overlap to the right if they want to go there, although we see Tamura is switching to that side now. As this is a great scrum by Japan. That is brilliant! Take a bow, Japan! The Brave Blossoms have won a scrum penalty against South Africa. That you do not see every day. And that was an area that I've pinpointed the Springboks will want to dominate. They have not dominated that one. That is big. Do not underestimate how big that is. Not only just for the fact that they're going for 3 points here. The fact is, they have just got a scrum penalty against one of the best scrums in World Rugby. This is fantastic work from Japan. Mbanambi couldn't hook it back. Every time he tried to hook it, it hit one of the second rowers' legs. And the fact is, we've seen, I think, one of the second rowers or flanker try and hook his foot round to kick it back has caused a penalty to go to Japan. Brilliant work. Andres, what do you reckon about that? Not very often that you see a Springbok scrum get a penalty conceded against them like that. So Tamura is taking a shot at 3. Let's update this. First shot at goal. It's slightly to the left, probably about 25 metres out. Maybe 2 or 3 metres to the left of the left-hand upright. As we are ticking on just about to the 20-minute mark, we get these times sorted out. Tamura is on fire. He's nailed the opener. And that is first points for Japan. 3 points to 5 is the score. And it is well and truly game back on here. As it is Japan on the board. 20 minutes in. And now we've got a whole pile of changes. We've got Ntawera. We've got Khaleesi back on the field as well. Andres says, that was a good scrum there for Japan. Well deserved 3 points for themselves. Yes. Massively 3 points there for them as well. Getting that scrum penalty will do them a world of good for their confidence. The ability that they now know that they can win a scrum, especially on their own feed here. They can get some set-piece ball. They'll be well and truly better. Forward is Leach, and Yamanaka's had a bit of a collision. Somehow they've come away with that as well. Horia pots it back round Nagari and looking for Tamura to swing his way through. He's taken down. 2-man tackle from the Springboks. Now they go to Thompson, who Gets a little short pass away. Amino has another go. Now Tamura shapes a kick. They eventually go wide, and Lekanyoam is winning a good tackle there and driving them into their own 22 now, the Springbok defence. Inside the 22, they have to kick this one now, do they? No. Horia goes away to Ainaki. They have another go. The two front rows together. Where are we going to see a kick? We've got to see a kick here, and it does come from Tamura, who goes high and in touch. But the ball was in the 22. The Springboks are screaming that was out in the full, which it was, but he was certainly back inside his 22. Now we've got Labasanche back from the HIA. So Amanaki Murphy will make his way off. Labasanche's had a nice little rest. Murphy made very little impact in that little stanza. He was on the field, so nothing like we've seen from Labasanche so far. 5-3 the score. Springboks with a line out. Pretty much right on the 10-metre line of Japan's half. And it's Dane Vermeulen who takes it at the back. And Mbanambi runs in. And Faf de Klerk is taking his time. Yano says Faf de Klerk is kicking too much. He is kicking a lot of ball away. But that is the staple of Faf's game, isn't it? Would love to see him run the ball a little bit more, like you say. As the maul is slowly ticking forward, metre by metre. Now it splits off, and Faf gets it out, and Delindi breaks the tackle, goes straight at Yamanaka and knocks the ball on. Boosts his way into the 22, and Damien Delindi spills the ball in the tackle of Yamanaka. Japanese fullback equal to the task. De Klerk really took his time here, and Mbanambi was reluctant to give him the ball. Look at him looking at the ref, and he said, now I've got to go. And it's a good run too from Delindi. He ran into Lekanyoam. Just got out of the tackle, and a very good tackle. Manushima it was. Let's give the credit to the right man. Broke the tackle there of Nakamura. Couldn't quite get a leg. And then it was Matsushima, who's very adept at fullback himself, who got low, hit the ball with his shoulder. Very good tackle from Matsushima. Delindi doing what he does best, says Andres, do something great, then screw it up. It's been a bit of a story of the game so far from Damon Delindi. And we've got another stoppage here, another stoppage. We've had 3 really good free-flowing quarterfinals so far. Now this one, we've got a bit of a stop-start affair, which will play into the hands of the Springboks. I think the Japanese would love a higher tempo sort of game if they can manage it. Altanyanakis is the flashiest haircut for a water boy that I've ever seen. And Tarawera is back on the field. He's looking fired up for something here. But it is a Japan scrum. Nagati waits for it, and he feeds it very quickly. Oh, no, it's fallen down, and it's a free kick to Japan, and Nagari takes it quickly. And he fires it nicely out, forward pass. This is going to be going back shortly, but Matashima's got the ball. Good little flick ball away. And somehow they got away with that again. Yamanaka doing a good job there, feeding that ball to Matsushima. Now they fire it from right side to left side, and room out again. Leach, another forward-looking pass. What a ball back inside from Leach. And this time, we still carry on. I thought we had a whistle there, but we didn't. Great ball up Asante. Offload is beautiful. And Anaki is absolutely loving the free roaming play at the moment. Delindi gets squashed in the breakdown. Japan hold on to the ball. Oh, Leach just managed to get it. He's got advantage. Penalty, Japan. Here's an easy 50 metres. Japan rack up the yards down the left-hand wing, milk a penalty, and now they'll go into South African territory. Offside, and that is a big, big blow. That look forward, Rafaeli Yamanaka did well to flick it on to Matsushima. And he almost got held up. But this here, again, wide. Oh, that was a flat ball. Then that was a flat ball. My goodness me. Japan living on the edge at the moment. But If they're getting away with it, why the hell not? Naki doing a good job. Oh, he was miles offside there, Faf de Klerk. He was almost halfway up the other end of the field. So Tamura's going for touch. I wonder how much they wanted to go for the 3 there. Maybe possibly take the lead. Andre says the Springboks are just playing silly now. Big call. Certainly giving away easy penalties like that is not going to help their cause at all. As Japan move their way into the 22. Let's get the time right as the crowd are starting to roar. Leach at the front and they fire straight out to the backs. A little cut double round, swinging inside outside move, but it's been lost. Lekanyo Arm has picked it up. Where did that come from? The cameras were following the Japanese player who was running to the try line. Where do we see this? Watch again. A cut back, turn around. Oh, he almost did the miracle play. Flicks it forward, dives like a slips, feels and one-handed as well. Regathers and then does the silly in passing it back. Goodness me. That was almost spectacular from South Africa. Read that like a very basic book, did Lekanyo Arm. 25 in, almost 26. We're a little bit ahead of the time. Let's set it up. There we go. 26 minutes pretty much going now. And it's fired in there quickly. And Japan. Oh, flat ball away. Majashima up on one with Mapimpi. The ball squirts free and it's a touch. No, it doesn't go. And it's forward knock-on advantage. Vinilu fires the ball out to Lekanyo Arm tries to shimmy his way through, but he's taken down in 3-man tackle. South Africa have the ball back. A little bit of a wasteful play there from Japan. They would have loved to have got a try here, and it would have really put them in a strong position. Faf de Klerk takes his time, goes back to Andre Pollard, who drills this just a whisker outside his 22. Matsushima. So a bit of a change around there for the Japanese side, and they're laying a bit of pinpoint here on the fact of Fukuoka was playing a scrum half for that play. Certainly wasn't Nagari because it was a double-numbered player. So it was a bit of a mix-up. He quickly took it off the back too, if it was Fukuoka. Now here's Nagari. And they fire it out to Nakamura, who goes straight into Delende, who's trying to pull his pants straight off the back of him. Lavasansa has another strong run, straight into contact. Thompson goes to depth. Tamura, nice little flat ball. Nakamura almost gets away, but works his way into the 22. Nagari goes, oh, Himino! Backwards he goes, but gets the offload away nicely. And Ku gets another strong run. Lavasanche, oh, another big tackle on him. Here's Nagari. Tamura, flat ball. And big runs straight through the middle. The boys in the head caps. Moore and Lavasanche doing hard work in these breakdowns. Here's Thompson again. Trying to offload it. He gets it out nicely as well. It's Moore this time. And now it's once again Jiwon Ku tries to soldier his way through. Delende is all over the ball, but he's in the wrong place. Leach on the short side. Oh, they love him. The pass, the offload from Fukuoka has been intercepted, and Sai Khaleesi throws it back again and intercepted by Japan. It's one each way at the moment. Now it's back to Japan, just outside the 22. They hammer another go. Nagari. Oh, deep this time and messed up slightly from Tamura. And it's a bit of a stuff up there in the deep plate from Tamura. Fukuoka sparking down the left-hand edge, but not able to find support. That was a terrible pass. Andres thinks the box would love to get to halftime quickly to regroup. Well, we're not far off, are we? We've got another stoppage. Goodness gracious me. Joseph is pretty chuffed with how this is going. He's looking up in the stands here, and he can't be too displeased. The fact that this is 5-3, a very low-scoring match between two very, I guess, try-happy sides. Players that love to score tries, attacks that open up defences, offload plays. We've just seen a stat pop up there, 11-0 Japan to South Africa. But the atmosphere, though, let's take a moment to talk about that. How amazing that atmosphere is here at the stadium. It's a home crowd just loving it here in Tokyo. What an amazing place this would be to be at. Have a look at this possession in the first half. 81-19%. Wow. That is as one-sided as you'll ever see. My goodness me. 81% to Japan in the opening almost half an hour. There is a scrum to pack down. Maybe sometime tonight would be good. It's in centre field. So get that yellow card slightly up off the floor as the scrum falls down very quickly. There we go. That's a little bit better. While they're messing about, let's get things looking nice and pretty, shall we? At least try. There we go. Crowd is chanting and singing. There's more stoppages here as we eke towards the half an hour mark. Not half time, just half an hour. How long have we been going? So we've been going for 45 minutes of actual time, yet we've played 29 and a half of game time. It's been a very out-of-place sort of game, this one. Faf de Klerk again reaches into that second row to grab it and has a bit of a run himself and finds Billy LaRue, who fires a big cutout past him at Pimpe, who gets rid of Marushima once again. Those two having a real ding-dong battle. Rafaeli has to take him down. De Gaga, first out there, sets it up again for de Klerk. Goes near side, de Klerk! Good run there from Faf de Klerk. Plays scrum half, finds Etzebeth this time, who bulldozes his way forward. Now Faf's back. Is he looking to kick or no? He's looking at his options. LaRue! Good run there, Billy LaRue. Looked around what he had in support and then put the foot down and made a good couple of metres. De Klerk to the right. Here is Ntawera. The chant for the Beast, not as much as it is for Leach. As now the box kick comes in from de Klerk and beautifully just pops that inches away from the sideline. One bounce into touch. And yeah, what's exactly just happened is exactly what Andres has just said in the chat. Box keep going over the advantage line, then de Klerk kicks it away. They were slowly but surely working their way forward, and they've given away possession. How will Japan respond to this? A long way to go. 9 minutes till half-time. Another stoppage. Are you serious? Every time the ball goes into touch, the clock is stopping. This is ridiculous. This time it's Hodia, who is looking a bit worse for wear. They're trying to hand him a water bottle. I think it's a bit more than that, Mr. Medic Man. Have a drink of water, he says. That'll fix you. I mean, it works for me. So Wayne Barnes takes a bottle of water instead and says, if you don't want a shotter, I'll have it instead. No problem. Oh dear, that's classy stuff, Wayne Barnes. Gotta love him. So Japan have got their line out here, just inside their 22. Do we have time back on yet? We don't, we still know. So we're set up for the line outs. Hodia is making his way, he's on the sideline. We are waiting very patiently. Now we got time back on. Let's get back into it. And it's messy one, and it's Lutigaga who's jumped forward without a lifter and stolen that ball away, and penalty Japan. Oh, so yes, that's why Japan didn't get their lifter up. It was pulled down, dragged down by a Springboks player. Let's have another look at this replay. Oh, goodness me. Leach lifted by 2 players and he hardly left the ground. Well, he's done something special there to get the penalty. Wayne Barnes says that was enough for the full arm. And Tamura will kick for a touch. We're looking 8 minutes to half-time. 5-3 is still the score. Can you believe it? Wayne Barnes is having a bit of a shocker tonight. Did we just jinx him? Did we just jinx him? Why, how have we jinxed him? No. Don't go jinxing referees now. This is not the game. This is not the time to jinx referees, Andres. Don't go talking like that. Please. Line out comes in. Nagari gets it out. Tamura, crossfield kick. There's about half a dozen players. Oh, waiting out there. Billy LaRue collides. And question mark as to who that come off. Straight to the kick. And woof. Billy LaRue. Yes, Billy LaRue slapped that forward against the chase of Yamanaka. And that has gone straight to touch. So it is a scrum or line out option here. Knocked on into touch for Japan. Horia to throw in. Right, it's there. That's a better jump this time from Moore. Right on halfway. And it's a fairly simple play this time, what we've seen from them recently. And it's straight to midfield. And there's a Springboks player there offside. The ball squirted free. It's a bit messy. Japan needs someone here to straighten it up. And it goes out to the left-hand side. And Nakamura is the man to do that. He plants it down. Nagari. Oh! Big hit there. Oh, the ball squirts free out of Leach. So it's all a bit messy. It was a really scrappy state of phases there from Japan. Here's a big tackle incoming. Oh, he got the pass away. Delendi, away to arm. Trying to go to Matashima, and it's knocked off from Mapimpi. Another chance wasted. Delayed if in UK, says PFPC. What do you mean? Unbelievable. Don't know what he's talking about. But this game is unbelievable. We keep saying he's best ref in the world so far. His worst match of the World Cup. Is it? I mean, what's he really got that wrong? He's missed a number of forward passes. No question about that. But overall, I mean, the yellow card thing was pretty accurate. I think it's been too bad. But Japan has been allowed to dominate possession at the moment. If you say allowed, I mean, they've played pretty well. Just unable to finish their chances. The Springboks defence has been second to none tonight. It's been brilliant. Nakamura, he's found space with ease in the World Cup so far. Tonight, not so much. So where do we sit right now? Another stoppage, which I've completely forgotten to stop for. We've got stoppages probably every 2 minutes at the way we're going. So much so I've forgotten what the actual state of play is right now. Just over 34 minutes gone. Brayton says in the chat, would Japan still be considered a Tier 2 nation if they beat the Boks tonight? That is a big call. I mean, are they still considered a Tier 2 nation after beating Ireland and Scotland? They're two pretty big scalps. I mean, many would argue that Ireland are a bigger scalp than the Springboks would be if they're starting over the line out there. And Mbanabi charges at first receiver, and the Springboks, great chance now for their second try, and to put this in a big state of their side at the halftime break. De Klerk, quick ball, and that's running in front of your own player there. Peter Steph to Toy, crossing lines, and a penalty to Japan. Goodness gracious me. This is a great read at the line out from Mehmet Sabith, getting it away from Leach. And then Vermeulen pops it out to Mbanabi. There we go. Is that Delendi? Oh, it is Delendi. It's all you guys talked about in the chat. Delendi created that chance for Mapimpi, and now he's just crossed over in front of his own player and given away a penalty. Andrea says they are a first-tier nation now. I mean, yeah, you're right though, Brayson. What do they have to do? What do they have to do to be considered a Tier 1 nation? I mean, you'd probably say now they would comfortably, well, no, not comfortably, but consistently would beat a team like Italy, would beat a team like Scotland, would beat teams like that kind of lower-based Tier 1 sides. They will beat those sides. So, really, you've got to say they are a Tier 1 side now. Japan's got the line out, and they are just inside their own half. Fukuoka gets the first receiver, and they're going to get some nice clean ball for a rear chance, and it is James Moore, the second row of this time, who has a charge straight to contact. They keep coming this near side as Luke Thompson has another go. Nagari's getting good ball now. The Springboks laying off it a bit. Now they go deep, and they're in a bit of trouble. Faf de Klerk comes up quickly, and he puts in some trouble. Oh, that looked like knocked on in the breakdown there from Lafaeli, but he's got away with that. Back it goes to Tamura, who goes high, and here we go. Collision course again. Oh, Cheslin Colby. Great take there by the little winger. De Klerk's waiting for it, and now he box kicks. No one's really at home here. That's a great little box kick. Is it going to dribble into touch? No. Back there is Yamanaka, who turns and drills this into touch. It's just gone out, and Colby's got it on halfway, and he decides to let this one play out and go back to the lineouts. Great take from Colby. This brilliant work from the little man. He got up high, and to be fair for him, high isn't much higher than anyone else is standing. So as you say, Andres, Malcolm Marks coming on. Bongi and Manami making his way off. So Andres thinks that this is going to be a bit of a change for the breakdown. Bit more ball security possibly here. If you've got such talent on your bench, it's not unknown or weird for a front rower to play 60 minutes, is it? So, really, to bring a guy like Marks on now to play 43 minutes, it's not bizarre, it's not weird. South Africa win their line out and they set up another driving maul. This one, probably the most successful of the game so far tonight. De Klerk is waiting for it. Malcolm Marks has got it at the back. And they're slowly going forward, but it's broken in half now, and these players deposited all around the place. And it's crabbing slightly to the touchline, but still edging slowly forward. De Klerk, has to have a second go at it. Are they offside? Are they onside? I'm not really too sure. On we go, though. Colby out midfield, and Billy LaRue knocks it on. Oh, it was a sitter. Absolute sitter, and Billy LaRue spills his cookies all over the 22. Were they offside, though? I'm kind of interested to see whether this is going to be an offside or not. Because Faf de Klerk had 2 goes at this. So he had a go at it, and that's where all the defence rushed up. But he didn't grab it. So let's have a look at this replay. We won't actually get to see the replay. Did it affect the play? I don't think so. Oh, that was woefully bad from Billy LaRue. No pressure on him. Acres of space. And just spills it. It's almost as if he's like, oh dear, what's this thing coming at me? A rugby ball? I'm used to that coming from the heavens. So remarkably, we're heading towards half-time. There's just over a minute to go. Our time is roughly right. And it is a Japanese scrum feed at 5.23. I can't believe this game. And taking it straight out of the flankers' feet here again. Japan stepping inside. A good little round this time. One off the scrum. Whew. Almost getting in trouble here. Tamura takes a flat ball as they swing to the right. And their little grubber kick through. Interesting one from Tamura. It dribbles its way over halfway and into touch under the watchful eye of Faf de Klerk. Rassie Erasmus is off to the sheds. He's seen enough in the last minute of this play. Andres says Billy LaRue and Damon Delendi letting the back line down tonight. Willie LaRue, normally a pretty safe hand under the high ball, has not been his usual best tonight. And in open play, he's had very little chances, but what chances have gone his way have generally found the floor. So that early change of Malcolm Marks coming on for Bongi and Manambi is the only interesting call. The assistant referee has just moved Malcolm Marks pretty much right in line of the Japanese line-out. Comical stuff. It's a beat at the front. And quickly it's back. As the halftime buzzer, no, it's not a buzzer, the halftime gong rings. Faf de Klerk. One more chance here for the Springboks. They wanted. Oh, Pollard was in a bit of trouble. So is Mapimpi. And penalty to South Africa. That was great defence by Japan. Very good defence from Japan. Shut that down in a heartbeat. So it's a penalty. Just a slither inside their half. And penalty on this side. Andre Pollard will kick for touch. And he's not got a huge amount of gain on that. It looks like it's just short of the 22. But the penalty for collapsing the maul, I presume that is what it's for. But that was very good defence from Japan. Charging forward and just bulldozing on defence. So it is pretty much right on the 22 here. And Tawera gives the call. Malcolm Marks, will we surprise ourselves? It's going to be a driving maul, everyone. No surprises here. Pieter-Steph du Toit grabs it at the back, and yes, unsurprisingly, they maul. And it's fairly good at the moment, but Japan twist it to the right. Players on there, breaking away and falling over. One is a call from referee Barnes. As it slowly creeps forward another couple of metres in the 22. 19 metres out. Maybe even 18 if you want to be kind. The ball is at the back of Pieter-Steph du Toit. Now, charging is Delende. Breaking 3 tackles. And Damon Delende will score, but it will not count. He was held in the tackle on the ground. His legs were down. That is no try. Great run, though. Very, very good run. But have a look at this. He's held there. That's a tackle. That is a tackle. That is, by all means, a tackle. Tackle, tackle, tackle. 3 times. Poor little Nagati couldn't touch him, though. And penalty to Japan, who tap and kick to touch. That will be half time. We reset the clock. Wow. What a half it has been. Half time, it is 3 points to 5. Japan trailing South Africa by 2 solitary points at the halftime break. And Andreas right on cue says, and he screws up again. Yeah, Delende's having a bit of a nightmare, isn't he, with ball in hand. A lot of mistakes, a lot of errors, a lot of drop ball. So here we want to clean that up. And I mean, what have you got to look at? There's not many options on the bench, is there? Frans Steyn is the only guy you'll probably say possibly could come in at 12 for Delende. Possibility that could happen. We'll have to wait and see later on after half-time. That is the half-time break. Really interesting first half. Now, we've had tries aplenty, points aplenty in the first 3 quarterfinals. Today, however, not so much. 1 try, 1 penalty, Pollard has missed a conversion, and a very, very low scoreboard. 8 points only in the first half. 1 try, and that's going to the Springboks. Scored by Makazole Mapimpi pretty much right off the whistle. And I looked at that point as it could be a long night for the Brave Blossoms, but they strike back nicely, really dominating that first half. Fighting back. Only way they got points, though, was through the boot of Yu Tamura, getting their 3 points and putting it up to 5 points to 3. Right. Half-time it is. What are your thoughts on the game so far? In chat, let me know what you think about this big game. Japan, South Africa, pretty tight. 5-3 is the score. We'll have a look at some stats, go through your guys' comments in the chat as well, what you think about the game so far, and get ready for the second half. What do you think is going to happen in the second 40 minutes as well? It's going to be the interesting stats coming the way through the game. What have we got in the way of stats here for these two sides? Let's switch it over to the left side, Mr. Monitor, and have a look at who the leading contributors are for tonight's matchup. So we can see the scoreboard at the top there, 3 points to 5, as you just said, Makazona Mapimpi Utamura with the only points so far in Tokyo. And let's have a look at some stats. So Mapimpi obviously the only one to score a try, so gets the most points. These stats always a bit of a dodgy one. That's how they go. But territory in the last 10 minutes has been fairly tight. But territory for the whole match has seen the Japanese with an advantage. They were up to 81% at one point, remember, but they have fired their way back, the Springboks, to get it down to pretty much 70-30 from the first half of the game. Possession, 68-32 is the same as well. That's amazing. You quite often see 50-50 positions and territory stats, don't you? But here we're seeing a 68-32, which is very interesting that it's actually got that far. Andre says Japan to win. Box look shaky after that scrum penalty. Yeah, that was a defining moment of the game, wasn't it? That scrum penalty changed the Springboks. I think they just expected to get that dominance, maybe. I'm not really too sure, but it really did change the game, didn't it? 100% agree with you on that one. More stats going through. What do we got? Meter carries. Japan leading that one by a whisker set piece. The line out being a bit shaky for the Japanese. They've dropped a couple, but of course, like Andres was talking about in the chat there, 3 to 4 success rate on the scrums for the Springboks. Clean breaks is 4-4. That's a big one. Defenders beaten though. This is big for me. Japan have beaten 12 defenders to the Springboks 5, but their cover defense from the Springboks is really keeping them in it because they are covering across those line breaks and not letting them get any points from it. So that is huge for the Springboks so far. Just keeping them tryless when they've had plenty of chances to put points on the board. Moving further through the stats, passes. I mean, look at that. I've highlighted the whole damn thing. Look at this here. 131 passes to 37. Like you guys have been saying in the chat, Faf de Klerk has kicked away a lot of ball. Something they probably really would want to tone down a little bit maybe. 131 passes, 37 Japan. Certainly a lot happier to hold on to the ball. Carries over the game line as well, working in the favour of the hosts. 28 to 15. Yeah, their forwards, Labasante has been brilliant. Leach has been brilliant, although Leach has spent most of his game on the wing, which I'm not sure that's really too advantageous for them at all, but he's causing a bit of havoc out there, and of course, given their support play out wide, they do go to the backs. They have that big guy out there that can help out and win the ball straight back for them. Kicks from hand, where you speak about Faf de Klerk maybe kicking too much away. You see there that the Japanese side has actually made more kicks in the first half, 19 to 14. But of course, they've had a lot more ball as well, and Springboks struggling really to hold on to the possession on their side. Kicks from hand, meters from kicks, I should say, fairly close. A little bit of an edge there, less kicks, but more meters from it. Just goes to show that the Japanese side are looking for contestable kicks that they can regather and get back the possession of, which has been a decently little successful tactic for them so far. You see their kicks regathered 8 to 10. Springboks grabbing back a couple of more kicks as well. So both sides looking to contest those high balls when possible and try not to knock them on, which has been pretty much what they've been doing all game long. Total kicks at the bottom there. Let's have a look at the other side. Of course, the yellow card to Tendai Tamawera didn't cost too much, although it did really kill the game somewhat, didn't it? The game did die as the Springboks looked to kill time. They looked to just run down the clock while Tamawera was off the field. That's and this here, 6 penalties to 2. If the Springboks keep giving those penalties away, they give Tamura the chance to kick for the sticks. That could see the scoreboard tick up slowly but surely. That is huge. Look at that. That is massive. Tackles 31 to 91. Missed tackles 5 to 12. I mean, Japan, they probably feel a bit aggrieved that they're not actually leading this game, wouldn't you say? Tackle success rate, considering they've missed over twice as many tackles, but the tackle rate is 3 times of the Japanese side. So both sides tackling high 80s, but with a lot more possession on their side. The Japanese team is having more chances of it, but they've not managed to convert one of those just yet. It's amazing, isn't it, that you think that this Japanese side, after all this game, they've, bar that opening 2-minute little try from Mapimpi, they've kept the Springboks completely scoreless. No penalties, no tries. Sure, Delendi's probably dropped 2 of them or given dodgy passes for 2 of them. But really, great defence from Japan as well. We've credited the Springboks defence. But how about Japan? Japan's going very, very nicely as well. So those stats, telling quite a different story to what I expected. Japan's certainly having a really, really good match out there. Defensively, attacking either breaking the line, if they could just finish a chance or 2, they could certainly put themselves in the box seat. Lewis is back. Good to see Japan having a go. South Africa not playing great, but still thinks they'll come away with the result. As he's a Welshman, and can't wait for next Sunday. Wales versus Japan or South Africa, and Cardiff versus Swansea. Big day of sport there, Lewis. In the land of Wales. Wales, what do you make of that Wales display, Lewis, while you're in the chat? Outplayed by France, but a stupid Vahamahina red card obviously decided that game, but the French certainly not pushovers. Now I think a few teams will breathe a sigh of relief that they're actually out of the competition because they looked really dangerous as well. But yeah, the Welshmen go on, and they will of course take on the winner of this match that we're watching here today for a place in semi-final number 2. Japan has been good at keeping Colby out of the game, says Andres. They have indeed. They've kept... Mapimpi's had a couple of chances, which he's made good fist of those as well. He's really got the number of Marashima defensively. But, yeah, Colby needs a lot more ball. And we got Swan Dragon back. Welcome back. Good to have you back along. Swan, how are you enjoying the game so far? It's been a tight contest. Really has been a tight contest. Wales versus France is a pretty good game, he says. It was indeed. I quite enjoyed that one. And I think if there wasn't a red card, I do think that France would have won that match. And that's really what it comes down to. Red cards. We've still got a bit of time to go here as well. We've already seen 1 yellow to Tendai and Tawawera. You can see, that side. I always get it wrong. Oh, it's on the wrong screen anyway, but Tawawera's got a yellow card earlier, and that almost cost him. France was super strong. Really strong. Swan, you did right. So we've got quite an interesting half on our hands here between these two sides. Scores are low. Let's go back to the screen. You guys can see your chat coming up now if you'd like to see it. Yeah, 5-3. 1 try, 1 penalty, and a very, very competitive match so far. I'm looking forward to get back into the second half. What do you guys reckon is going to happen in the second 40 minutes? We're going to see one team run away with this, possibly? Are we going to see it stay close? Are we going to see some tries? Are we going to see anything going on our side? As a fan. Brayton says would love to see some of the classic Japanese offloading in the second. I think we've seen a lot of offloading. Now, was offloading in those stats? I'll just have a quick look. I don't think it was, actually. Kicks, actually, it's in player stats, isn't it? We'll have a bit of a quick look at the player stats here. Defenders beaten, kicks, general, offloads. Right, so yes. Oh, jeez, hang on. Hold the phone, everyone, hold the phone. We'll swap back to the stats screen because I do want to show you this. I do want to show you this here. We'll go back to your thoughts in just a second. Have a look at this. Have a little look at this. Thompson, this is offloads, okay? So this is O as offloads. You see Japan dominating. Lekanyuam, the only Springbok to make 1 offload. Whereas Japan have got Thompson, Leach, Labasance and Himino. Their back row and one of their second rowers, all with 2. And then Tamura, Nakamura and Fukuoka making 1. So there's your classic Japanese offloading game, Brayton. That's it right there. They'll want to... it's not the South African style of game, is it? But this is what is going to break down the Springbok defence in the second 40 minutes. Carry meters, Mapimpi doing very, very well. I think he's making the advantage line nicely. The wingers, though, Matsushima and Fukuoka doing good work there. 40 metres for those two boys as well, but handling errors as well, not proving their way. Damon Delindi making 3. Tamura making 3 as well. Viliru for couple alongside Fukuoka. On attack, who's made the clean breaks? Delindi and Mapimpi with 2. And then a bit of a licorice all sorts there for some Japanese player. Thompson, Ku, Himino, and Fukuoka. Defenders beaten. 3 for Mapimpi, 3 for Leach. So it's really a nice little mixed bag at the moment. It's an even game between these two sides. So it's very, very interesting positioning we're at the moment. Line out steals. We've had a couple, both going the way to the Springboks. No surprises there. Tackle success. Who's poor? Vili LaRue. He's made one and missed one. So here's the tackle stats. Here you go. So Vili LaRue is at 50. Matoshima's only made 1 tackle. Nakamura, that's surprising, isn't it? For an inside centre and a fullback, have only made 2 tackle attempts. And one of them has been missed. And then we go into the forwards there. Peter Steph to Toy Fuff to Clark. Franz Maholba, all in the 60s before we go straight out to Himino, who's missed 1 from his 4. Big work here. Lutiaga, look at this. 13 tackles, not missed a soul. Great work from Lutiaga so far. He's the man defensively doing the hard work. Look at that tackle attempts. That is brilliant. Look at this. All Springboks and pretty much the whole pack as well in that little stanza. That is great work. Kickoff's only been on the field for 10 minutes and he's already made 4 successful tackles. So it looks pretty good for the Springboks. Very, very good indeed for them. Right. What comments we got coming in here? Lewis, back on the chat. Oh yes, we're talking about Wales, weren't we? Totally outplayed by France. If they kept 15 on the field, there would have been a France win. But good to know that we can play better and that we are a strong side to come from behind to win a tough game. Yeah. I mean, there was a bit of soul searching there for the Welsh, but they got the job done, didn't they? They really, really did get the job done. Looks like we are about set to get back underway. Andre says we should get Steinman real quick this half. Probably not a bad idea, is it? Probably not a bad idea. Let's look to get the second half back underway. Right. Buckle in, folks. Buckle in. This is going to be big. Let's get the right screen on. We're all ready for kickoff. Thanks for everyone's comments over halftime. New Zealand versus South Africa in the final, says call me Jody. Well, yep, that's been my pick from the start. We are underway. And that's a deep kick knocked on straight away from Leach. Fuff de Klerk picks it up for the Springboks and, well, here's a surprise, surprise. He's kicked it away. Advantage on his side. It sits up just inside the 10-metre line. Matsushima has a little bit of a dance and gets picked up from Marks. And this is a maul. He's got a big wedgie, and it's a maul. And there's no way those green jerseys are going to let that go. That is a big, big, big turnover. Scrum to the Springboks. Swan Dragon, he's torn. He has a mate from South Africa, but he'd like to see Japan win. Jody says Chesney Colby should move to the fullback and Nkosi on the wing. Thoughts? Yeah. The way this game's going, I would not be too disagreeing on that, Jody, just because Colby's not had any of the game go his way. Hang on, let me get rid of the fix up the time here. There we go, get rid of halftime. Colby's not had any ball go his way. Vili LaRue has thrown a lot of chances away and he's looked pretty average under the high ball as well. Get Colby into the game. You've got Nkosi who can cover at fullback. As here come the Springboks from the scrum. Wide ball from Pollard. Here's Colby. We talked about wanting to see him. He's wrapped up though. Very good tackle. Excellent work there. Fukuoka all over him. And the box kick comes in. Oh my word. That is a nasty, nasty tackle on Mapimpi. Referee Barnes says nothing wrong there. I have to agree with you, Andres. I have to agree. That did not look good at all. Ooh. Yeah, I agree. I do agree. that should be a penalty. A really hard penalty, if not a yellow card. Oh, that is... I mean, they've not collided. I agree. I do agree. I mean, that's a yellow card. At the current climate of World Rugby, that's a yellow card. You touch someone's head, it's a yellow card. They was going for the ball, but he rapped. Yeah. Swan, we've all come to agreements. Hang on. I'm going upstairs. Wayne Barnes isn't. But, I need to get a yellow card. Hang on. That's the yellow cap. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Matsushima. That's the yellow cap. You're off. I mean, he's got away with that, hasn't he? He's got away with that. Are we going to have a look at it? No. We're going for a shot at goal. So, I mean, he did have eyes on the ball, but it's just the way he hooked his head. He hooked his neck. That is a really nasty result. Yeah, the way that the game is currently, that looks like a yellow card, doesn't it? Right, let's sort ourselves out here. We've got a penalty attempt for Pollard. And it's left side, it's 35 out, and that is a very good kick from Andre Pollard. They say it right, it's a show of respect for the Brave Blossoms, because this is win at all costs. And when you're only leading by 2 points, and you've got an opportunity for 3 like that, you cannot pass that up. It's a try and a penalty for the Box. And it's just a penalty for the Brave Blossoms. Underway we go again. Tamura, high, and Datoy climbs to the roof of the stadium to pull that down. Now it looks like de Klerk is going to kick. Would we be surprised at all? No, he's not, because he can't get the ball out. There's bodies all over it, and they're all in green jumpers. Now de Klerk gets it out. He has to go digging. Get the poor boy a shovel. And he does. He kicks. He boxes high. Just over halfway. Nice take there. Hamino at the back, the number 8. Mapimpi takes him down. Here's Hodia. Oh, double round there. Nice little play. Eventually it comes away, but there's bodies strewn all over the place from some stout defence from the Springboks. They go short side, tackle without the ball, but it plays on as the ball scratches free, and I think Cesson Colby has picked that up. Springboks have the ball. LaRue, inside pass. Oh, Datoy knocks it on. It's turnover back to Japan. We've got some good play now. Momentum. Nagari goes to Thompson. Here's Anaki. Out the back it goes as they look for a bit of depth. Matsushima, jinking, driving. Gets through that first wave. Second takes him out. Nagari back to Tamura. Soft little kick over the top, straight to the hands of Mapimpi. That was a poor kick from Tamura. Oh, Leach dives over the top of him. And sets it up on halfway. Vermeulen doesn't want to play scrum half, but he eventually has to. The Japanese gladiator returns. He's just... oh dear, eating stuff out of the bin. How's the basement there? You're not in the basement yet, gladiator. You should be back out of it for your support for the Japanese for this game. Faf de Klerk, box kicks yet again. And this one goes towards the 22. And big take there. Yamanaka. Very safe under the high ball. Thompson as they go deep. Those big waves as the Springboks defence is rushing up very quickly and cutting off those lines for the Japanese. It looks like Stalemate might have the ball. Is this a turnover? It is. Stalemate's done very good work. Over the top it goes. Peter stepped the toy. Oh, it's been called back. Forward pass. They can't believe it, the Springboks. They cannot believe it. And it's that a AR call from Ben O'Keefe. Fukuoka got just decked there by Delendi. Oh, the pass. Vinny LaRue. That is forward. That is, I guess, can you argue that is forward, Peter Setatoy? He was in with a big grin as well, but it's been called back. Hot spotting from Mr. Barnes. Here we got some changes. Looks like the big man, Nakajima's coming on. I do like this guy. He is a big, bruising, big fella. Jody says this is not going our way. WTF. Suddenly they're playing American football, says Swan. Yeah, they're trying their best. We've seen a lot of forward passes recently, haven't we? You're right, Jody. He didn't have to give the fancy pass to score the try. They had the overlap, go through the hands, and put it away. So they're bringing Tamura off. This is a big call if they are. Who are they coming on for? Matsuda is on for Tamura. Wow. Big call. So goal kicking? I mean, we've not seen Tamura off, have we, for the Japanese side? So, a scrum for Japan from the forward pass. Penalty to South Africa. Big scrum from the big man, Tendai Tawera. He's pumped up. And this could be a game-changing moment. Oh, Japanese gladiator. There's an Irish flag on his wall, on his dirt wall. Too much evidence he's Irish. Oh, dear. You can be a worldwide supporter, gladiator. Well, this is a big chance now for Handré Pollard, you would expect, who is going to line up another shot at 3. This could be a killer play. So here is Pollard with his second penalty attempt. He is 9 out of 1 for conversions, but 1 out of 1 from penalties, and that is a very good one. Successful again from Handré Pollard. And that adds another 3. So the scoreboard, well and truly ticking over now for the Springboks. 5-3 at halftime. Very quickly. Now looking 11 points to 3. That's a big changer. A game-changing moment. 2 penalties in a game that has seen very, very, very little points is crucial. Kickoff back underway. And Dane Vermeulen drags it in for the Springboks. De Klerk, is he going to kick? No, he gives it away. Finally a pass from Faf de Klerk, and he finds the big man, Tendai Tawera. Has the chance go up for Japan. De Klerk, box kicks. He's gone straight up. That has gone straight up. It's gone about 1 meter, and it's knocked on as well. To boot, it is Japanese ball. Now, Matsuda running the play to no one. Horia does very well to go down and pick it up, and he gets back to his feet and sets it up beautifully on halfway for Japan. Inside ball to Leach. And Matsuda, it's looking like he's running the show now at first receiver. Here's Matsuda. He's shaping up inside and outside. He couldn't make up his mind. And a bulldozing ruck from South Africa is a turnover ball. And that is not how you leave your fly half. Completely done. Couldn't make up his mind. Had to give a pass. And now the Springboks get the ball back. They're in Japanese territory. And Pollard goes high. Big boot, big chase. And it's knocked back and into the hands of Leach. Lucky for the captain. Matsuda, he says, if you can do it, I can do it as well. He's gone high. This time Pollard takes it without any sort of conflict. And it's back to South Africa, who are back on the side of halfway. And it's Chesson Colby. Bounces out of 1 tackle and 2 before he runs into Nakajima, who says, no more, little man, and puts him to ground. Davy Mullen runs it up. They're 5 meters inside Japanese territory. Back it goes to Pollard, who shaped has changed directions, but goes back to arm. And there's a collision course. Oh my goodness me. Very well done there from Japan. And Matsushima eventually, a bit of combination there. And the Springboks forced it into touch. Goodness gracious me. Yamanaka, Matsushima combining there. And the Springboks have picked up the tempo a bit here. That was unfortunate. That play there from Matsuda really had to give a pass. He looked inside, he looked outside, and he just said, oh dear, I'm in a pickle. And that cost him. That cost him big time as well. Gladiator says every time, yesterday New Zealand, now South Africa, I have to go all the way back to Japan just to hit them with a wooden spoon. Like I did to Ireland, I will. Andre says, now the Boks are angry. They play good rugby. Yeah, I mean, they should be angry. They should be frustrated. They should be annoyed. Because they've not really had this match. More changes for Japan. So Amanaki Mafi coming on for Himino at number 8. So another good match there for Kazuki Himino, who I think has been outstanding for Japan in this tournament. Unfortunately, it may look like it is his last play. Is it too early to say that? Is it too early to say? We're 11 minutes in. And we do have a stoppage, so no, we're back underway very, very quickly. Yes, I like that. No stoppages. Let's get on with the rugby. So the Springboks have the ball, 10-metre line. They set up a maul. And Ngati's not happy. Malcolm Marks picks it up, and he's held up nicely. A good half tackle there from Murphy. Slows him down enough. Tiaga to Toy. And Peter Steff goes into charging contact. All that's knocked back there from Faf de Klerk. And the South Africans survive. A little bit messy, a little bit crumbly. Lekanyuam can't get away from the tackle of Murphy again, who's all over that. Into the big charging run of Ebenet Sabith. Moore's all over the ball here. And they're not too happy of this, the Springboks. They're going to kick. Faf de Klerk, 10-metre line in your opponent's territory. Don't kick it away. Oh, that's a tackle in the air. Penalty, move on. Just a penalty. Wayne Barnes is trying to let this flow as much as he can. It was a questionable blocking line there from Matsuda. But up goes Matsushima, and that's sloppy. Very sloppy there from Makazola Mapimpi. He'll want to do better than that. Certainly would want to have better than that. Kicked away. Matsuda. And now we've got some more replacements coming on. Stephen Kickoff and Vincent Koch making his way on. So that's the two props going off. Mahalba and Ntawera had a very, very good match as well. Japan need to score next. Japan have been blocking the ball all night. Andres, you're 100% right. Most of them have looked fairly legit. That last one was starting to get a bit questionable of changing the line. But they normally have set up very well to defend the high kicks, the way that they're setting their defenders up in like almost a line, so that it's hard for the chasers to get through. It looks like the Springboks have actually turned over this line now from Japan, so that is a big blow. They've not really got momentum or territory on their side in the second half, which has cost them. And Faf de Klerk, I mean, do I need to say it? What's he going to do? Everyone together now. Box kick! Up it goes from Faf de Klerk. And, Amanaki Mafi does very well there. He didn't go up for it. He just let it come to him under no pressure. Now, Japan running it out. Nakajima, the big man, charges his way. Big wide pass. And trying to shimmy his way through. Going nowhere. Van der Walt is on the field. That's the one who's just come on. So he just made that hit up. It's a high kick. A pretty average high kick. And that is a great take there. Flying through. Willie LaRue, give the man a bit of credit. He's done something right. De Klerk. Kosh has to go himself. Good run. Very good run here from the replacement prop. De Klerk gets fast ball. Willie LaRue. Oh, Khaleesi. Charges through the tackle of Nakamura. Out to Marks. Malcolm Marks drives again over the advantage line, making easy ground at the moment are the Springbok forwards. They're playing deep, but they're going forward. Now here's Etzebeth. Trying to flow his way out there is Murphy. does a decent job as well. Just. Now they're in trouble. No, penalty. Nakajima just bulldozed straight over the top of that ball. So it is not a full penalty here, just a scrum advantage penalty. So what actually happened here? Now Murphy was trying to get out of the breakdown. And then it was charged through Nakajima off. Well, he's cleaned that out very, very well, isn't he, Nakajima? Very, very well. Too well. He is a monster of a man, Nakajima. 55 in, 11 points to 3. 1 try only. It's been some entertainment tonight, but this is the blockbuster. Can Japan do the unthinkable and defeat South Africa in 2 consecutive Rugby World Cups and make their way to a semi-final of the tournament? That would be just unbelievable. As it stands right now, they are going out. They trail by 8 points, and it looks like it might be more because there's a straight penalty to South Africa. So this will be another 3. I mean, let's mark it up right now. Tiger, no idea. Not for free. A pub? Go to a pub. You watch the game for free at a pub. Depending what country you live in, of course. But generally, everywhere I know of, Tiger, this is a pay-to-watch event. Especially here in New Zealand. Yeah, it costs. It costs money. Sadly as it is. Andre says the Box winning this game the ugly way, 100%. They are indeed. Pollard is going for his 3rd shot at goal from a penalty, that is. And this will put them up to 14 points to 3. Effectively, 2 converted tries means that Japan have to do a lot of work. But we know they're a team that are not afraid of coming back late. And the way that they've really forced South Africa to, like Andre says, win this or play this game the ugly way. Force Japan into giving away penalties. That is really, a scuffed kick from Pollard. Stays 2 out of 3. He's missed that one. That is really a good sign of how good this Japanese side are. Yes, they're not got many points on the board, but they are forcing South Africa to kick for the sticks. Still remains 11 points to 3. South Africa over Japan by 8. They need a try. They need a score. As the 22 dropout is beautifully claimed from Etzebeth here on this near side, the right for the Springboks attack. Here's Malcolm Marks. He twists out of the tackle of one and sets it up on the 10-metre line. And Pollard is going for a crossfield bomb. Once again, Mapimpi chasing hard, and up they go. And it's bounced free back for Japan as Matoshima's got the ball, and he's in a bit of strife here as he tries to hold up play, and he does well enough for Japan. Here's Hodia. Oh, Hodia stopped. You can't stop your momentum. If you've got the ball, you've got to keep running forward. On their own try line now, trying a little bit of something fancy here, Matsuda. And that is a knock-on. Advantage was still playing from the kick for Japan. And, Matsuda. I mean, they're desperately trying something here, Japan. Something to change the game. A full replacement of the forwards on the field. Bar Sakate for Japan, the hooker. And Valu as well, the other prop. So Nakajima's on, Van der Volt's on, Yamanaki Murphy's on, and now we see the back player replacement. Yamanaka comes off, and Lomano Lemeki. It's a bit of a tongue twister then, that one. Lomano Lemeki coming on the field to replace Yamanaka. So would that result, I would maybe think, in a bit of a change around, or will we see Lemeki go straight into fullback? We have to see how they're going to play. Of course, we know guys like Matsushima is very capable of fullback. Will we see Lemeki go to the wing? Of course, you've got to remember you've got Matsuda, who's playing a fly half right now, I suspect he'll stay there because they don't really have too much cover in that position. Nakamura will stay at 12, Lafaeli 13, although Lafaeli can play on the wing as well if they do want to put Lemeki into the midfield. Japan scrum, as we are right on time. Look at that, about 60 minutes in now. Halfway through the second half, 11 points to 3. Japan can't get the ball in. Nagari, who's still on the field, no Fumiaki Tanaka just yet. And Wayne Barnes says that there was no control in that scrum at all, so he blows it up, resets things. And Kulisi is sending sign language to the sideline. Scrum's been a bit of a messy part of the game, haven't they? How much time have we lost to scrum resets? I can tell you, quite a margin. Especially now with the replacements all coming on the field. Makes it a little bit more of an interesting situation. Japan have pretty much spent this whole second half inside their own territory. Nagari, as they get it out to the back line. Firing it through. Big ball wide and it's the... Oh my word! Big tackle coming in from Philly LaRue. Flying up out of nowhere and destroying that Japanese attacker out wide on the left wing. Fukuoka, I think that was, just been bulldozed. How they've kept that, I'm not quite sure. Van der Walt has a bit of a stab. As the Springboks try to steal the ball. They really want to play here. Japan want to run. But the Springboks shutting it down, forcing them to kick because they don't have the momentum. Matsuda's gone high. Is the kicking game going to be the answer? I think the South Africans are all over that. And that is a well-taken ball at the back from LaRue again, who is really stepping up a gear. Oh, that one looked a bit high again, round the neck. And that is going to be a penalty. A little chip and chase over the top. Pollard is wiped out as well. Stepping up a gear here, really stepping up a gear. How many cynical penalties do Japan have to do before someone is sent to the bin, says Andres. They are getting lucky. Wayne Barnes is trying to let as much go as he can. But Moore has gone relatively high there on Faf de Klerk. And I mean, this is another 3 points if they want it, isn't it, for South Africa. Here we go. This is what you guys wanted. Archie Snyman is on the field. And Etzebeth makes his way off, I think. Are the Springboks comfortable? Are they saying, we've got this one now. We've got this in control. We've got this in the bag. Are they saying that? I don't think they are. But bringing off a guy like Etzebeth is an interesting call. They liked him to play normally most of the game. Leaving Lutiaga on there. Of course, they've still got as well. They've got another second row. Yeah, Franco Mostar's still on the bench as well. Here's Pollard, though, in the meantime. Lining up his fourth shot at goal. He's 2 out of 3 at the moment. 1 miss. Can he tee up his third and make it that 14-point margin? Well, not margin, but a 14-point scoreboard. 14-3. 11-point margin. Really does mean Japan have to score 2 tries. Especially with time ticking away, they can't afford now to go for the sticks. Pollard takes his time. Woof. Keeps it right and just slithers it inside. And there is another 3 points going to Handré Pollard. Let's update the scoreboard. 14 points to 3 now. The lead is 11. Gladiator says he's got a plan. Give the Japanese 22 free tries. I think, to be fair, they only need 3. And, I mean, that'll be it in the bag. Deep kick here, and that's what they need. If it stays in the field of play, it does just. And they needed that to stay in, and this is a penalty as well. Is that an illegal tackle on Cesson Colby? It looked a bit nasty from the high angle. As Colby took it, and he had a player over his head. Oh, but that's... Oh, no, come on now, to be fair. Oh, okay, no, that's second player. No, that's second player, Lemeki, I think it was. This first one, it's just... That's fine. That's Colby has picked him up and deposited Fukuoka. Almost, you could argue, almost dangerously. But the second one here, oh no, that's Nakamura. Nakamura's grabbed the headgear and jolted him backwards. Now, everyone who's been complaining that Japan hasn't had the fair play, maybe we'll see something now. Hyperextending his ankle by the looks of things here. Second high tackle, less than a minute, still nothing. Whereas player safety, Andreas is losing his marble here. He's getting a bit short. Send him to jail, says the Gladiator. I mean, if Colby is out, that's not big. That is massive for South Africa. What do you do? What do you do, Springboks fans? Do you just rip him off? Get him off, because he's too crucial. But, on the flip side, can you risk not having him on the field? Do you bring Frans Steyn on? We don't want to send too many people to your basement, Gladiator. I mean, that would start to be almost like human trafficking if we do that. What do you do then? Steyn obviously isn't going to play on the wing, is he? What do you move like a guy like out onto the wing? Deal Indy to 13 and put Steyn on at 12 or something? Or are they going to risk having Cesar Colby on with what looks like it could be a bit of an ankle injury? Doesn't look like he's coming off. As the line-out's coming from the penalty very quickly up towards halfway. And, well, competed at the maul is Japan. Numbers and numbers. Driving in here for the Springboks as they maul up over halfway. And they've got it in the back and it's looking strong as well. A good 10-metre drive this. The crowd's getting into it, says Swan. And they are still going. 20 metres. Mauling upfield. This is old school Springboks now. Up to the 22. This started in their own half. And they still go. Marks. It slows down. It twists. And it goes again. Marks. 5 to Clark. Try time. Game, set, match. Springboks into the semi-finals. That has been a very, very well-constructed Springboks try. Expertly mauled. It broke apart twice. Little pods round the back. Twisted off. Broke more lines. Broke the line forward. Made metre after metre. This started 3 metres inside their own half. They have charged with a driving maul into the 22. Then Marks breaks off the back. Faf de Klerk doesn't kick the ball. Wouldn't surprise me in that position if he does. Marks offloads beautifully. And the fend of champions from Faf de Klerk. That was a great try, says Swan. The Gladiator says he's from Wales. Oh, my goodness me. Gladiator, just don't support the All Blacks because we've got to win this one. Another 7 makes it 21. And let's update the scoreboard. De Klerk has got the try. Have we spelled his name properly? We have. And the conversion from Pollard now stands 1 from 2. And to me, right now, at 21 points to 3, it is game over. Lutiaga comes off, Franco Mustert comes on to replace him. And that is a telling moment of this game right now. Underway we go from Japan. Masuda goes deep. Swan says don't support Wales either. Gladiator, you're running out of teams. Could support the Springboks. Or the English even. I mean, people probably won't mind if you support the English. Ball's got its touch from, let me say it, a surprising Faf de Klerk box kick. Yeah, right. And it travels up towards halfway. Japan will have the line out. And now we've got more changes coming on. Mostert making his impact. Bench made a huge difference. Says Andreas, this World Cup box bench has made a huge difference, yeah. Not only in this game, but I think the depth in the South African team has certainly changed this game because look at the way they've rotated their team. I've mentioned it quite a lot. We've got to stop it here again, so we'll talk about this just a little touch. The depth in the side, in the front row, in the second row to be fair, but also in the back row, in the pack. That's pretty much the whole pack as well. The depth, they can rotate that whole pack and still have a very high standard, which just gives you that utter confidence to know that when they bring on those replacements, when they bring on those reserves, you're bringing on a first-team player. Because Ntawera started here, but he's not started first choice probably for a wee while as well. Stephen Kickoff and Franz Maholba have been almost the incumbents, if you will, for that front row. So the ability to say, Tendai is playing pretty well. So we'll go on the start. Here's a turnover from Japan, and ranging down the left-hand wing is Ivalu. He picks up, Leach stole the ball, and to the 22 go Japan. Is it game, set, and match? Is there a chance for one more play? Libasanse has a charge on the 22. Penalty Japan. Kick to the corner. Nagari is still on the field. He is still on the field. Swan says, yeah, go for the Poms. Wales versus South Africa again, says Patrick. Well done, South Africa. Very good second half, he says. Yes, I agree. But are we over yet? Are we done just yet? Hold on to your hats. We've still got 12 minutes to play, and going for touch. Matsuda for Japan. What a play, though. Line out went in the Springboks side, but it bounced awkwardly. Leach grabbed it, and then a support play there from Valu. Put them towards the 22. They get a penalty nicely. And now is the chance. Now is what they need to do. Turn over the line out. That is huge. That is huge. Big chance wasted. And it's been the story of the night for the Japanese team. We talked about it at the start, didn't we? Set piece was always going to be massive. In the first half, Japan, they matched the set piece of the Springboks. Second half, they have not. Springboks have taken over, and that has been the story of the game. Here's Murphy, trying to find a hole. You're not going to find one, buddy. You've got to make one. The Springboks do not give you holes. They fire it out, 10-metre line. Japan, driving, charging. The ball squirts out. It's come back to the Springboks. Marks, Mustard, looking deep. Pollard, up on the line. Wide ball, Valilaroo. He catches one, finds Mapimpi. Mapimpi puts the gas, and Mr. King himself, Marcus Mapimpi, scores for the Springboks. The man has been a standout for South Africa, and they now will be going 100%, do not doubt it, to the semi-finals. Mapimpi is our hero, man of the match. He's been great, says Andres. And Gladiator, he's just going to sneak out of his basement to see what's going on in the outside world. Gladiator, you need a new team. Japan are done. Pollard injects himself beautifully, and Valilaroo holds on to the ball. And then he knows to give it to his wheels. Marcus Mapimpi has been superb. He's had a few chances, but every time he's touched the ball, he has been spectacular. He's bumped off defenders. I don't think he's ever been taken in that first one-on-one tackle. And it's loose ball, as we've seen all quarterfinal weekend. Loose carries, drop balls, broken play. The teams that win these games are the better teams. Swan, who are you going for now? Your Aussies are out. Who's next cab off the rank for your boys? Mapimpi picks up try number 2. He sports Wales. Pollard's kick is a straight, so the conversion remains 1 from 3. And the scoreboard adds another 5. They'll make it 26 points to 3. Now it's a bit of a thumping. Dominating. Game, set, and match, says Patrick, 26 to 3. The score, yes, indeed. It is done and dusted. All over Red Rover, 9 minutes to play. Marcus Mapimpi, hat-trick anyone. Now they bring on Tanaka. Another deep kick by the Springboks. By the Japanese. And the Springboks drag it back in. Delendi. It's just outside his 22 and Faf de Klerk again goes to the box kick. It's actually literally gone, well, it's gone nowhere. It's gone straight up. Colby has gone off like we talked about. Frans Steyn is on in his place. So that is the change that we were expecting. We've just not seen Japan attack at all, have we? They've been brilliant in this tournament, but tonight has not been their night. But now it might be. Labasante can't get the ball wide. Oh, that's unfortunate. He had support out there, and it looked like Lemeki was the man. He will now be on the wing by the looks of the things. And they turned it over. South Africa steal the ball, and this has just been the whole statement of the game. Japan put themselves in a good chance to attack, a good place to attack, and then they lose the ball. Another pretty average box kick. Can't afford to do that against a good team. And it bounces free, and Japan drag it in. The breakdown has been all South Africa. Tanaka fires out to midfield. And Japan hit it up. Their fans still supporting, still wishing, still hoping. There's one more try in this team. Billy LaRue to the back. His little grubber goes through. Pollard. Oh, Pollard gets the shoulder of Moore. De Klerk. He's just dropped the ball. Tanaka gets it back. And now running, having a bit of a scamper there, is Valu. And we've got scrum. Knock on from Faf de Klerk. Goodness me. Bit of concern in the chat already for Pollard. He got absolutely clattered by Moore. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Are they looking at this? Because that's a good tackle. That's a good hit. That is a good hit. Gladiator, what's next for you, my friend? New team is, wait, there's New or Old Zealand, but no, he's scared of them. There's England, he hates them. There's Wales, poop off. And there's the Springboks, maybe. But then it's Jamaica. You guys support the Jamaicans, my friend. Swan has Welsh heritage, so he goes for them. Not a bad option. They'll be placing the Springboks now. We know that. Time has stopped. Wait on. Let's stop our time. We're a little bit off. We'll reset the clock. It's been a very good second half by the Springboks. There we go. Marcus Orlama-Pimpy. Would you give a man of the match? Who would you give man of the match at this stage? Yeah, who would you give man of the match here? Mapimpi's certainly one of the options. I think the second row, Diaga's been pretty good in the breakdown. I think the whole pack has performed very, very well. I'm not really sure who I'd pinpoint. No one's really been fantastic, but they've all been really good. Here is Murphy having a bit of a run off the back of the scrum from the knock-on. And straight away, the Springboks are over the ball, and I think they've turned this over. It's an absolute shambles in there, and it comes back. And it is Herschel Yankees who's on the field. The Springboks have the ball back, and they've run into each other's way here. And looks like Snyman and LaRue have just scrambled into each other, but they play on. Andreas is concerned that they're going to lose Pollard. That would be a big blow. That would be a monumental blow. Out to Yankees is certainly one that they probably don't want to be starting at 10. Here's the box kick. Now, a new scrum half, but there's no change. And the breakdown has been all South Africa. Japan have struggled to put more than 2-3 phases together. And the rush defence is doing very well. Here it is, over the top. And a penalty to South Africa. Entering the ruck on the wrong side. And that's Murphy giving that away. Frans Lowe's come on and made an impact. I think he's dominated the breakdown. And it's time off the bench, but I do think the Springboks pack has dominated the breakdown all match long. Japan just haven't got the numbers together. They've not got the phases together at all. And that has cost them. So that's been the coster for me. You can't win your own ball from the breakdown. You're in a world of trouble. And South Africa have certainly controlled that area more than they've controlled the set piece, more than they've controlled the breakdown, more than they've controlled anything like that at all. Less than 5 to play. Swan, why do you want to see them take a shot for goal? Tell me what bet you've got on. Oh, he just loves long kicks. Okay, that's all right then. I thought you had a 26-point margin bet on. I think that would be quite spectacular if you nailed that. Well, this has been a great World Cup from Japan, hasn't it? We're winding out now. Sad faces for the first time on the Japanese crowd. But I dare say they will be supporting this competition right through to the final. There will be packed houses for the semis, packed houses for the bronze playoff, and of course the big grand final was sold out before the tickets even went on sale. I can tell you that much because I tried to get damn things. Sadly, not this year. France. Who wants to be at France? I'd love to be at France. Malcolm Marx trots his way into the 22. From the penalty, Swan, sorry, they're not going for the shot at goal. Lewis says, Japan are certainly mine and everyone's new favourite team. They are a team that are going to win. If they can keep this momentum up, will they join the Six Nations? Will they join the Rugby Championship? But they will not be in Super Rugby after next year. Here is Herschel Yankees trying to dig the ball out. Now he fires it. Delendi. Nothing on there for him. On the 22, Yankees again. Kickoff. Strong run from him. Bumps off 2 defenders. Leach can't believe his bad luck. Another big run here. Front Stain. Bumps away out of one tackle. Just bounces away. Here's a crossfield kick. And it's a beauty for Villiers. Pops it back in. Khaleesi's knocked it on. And almost something of pure magic and delight from Andre Pollard ends in disappointment. Billy LaRue, he's done well here. He's certainly recovered after a very poor first half, but not good enough to put his captain in for the try. James is predicting a consolation try for Japan. I'd love to see it. I'd love to hear it. I mean, get that sound of a massive crowd in my ears, roaring for their team. The Japan chant is going around the stadium. They're full of emotion. The fans going, Japan, Japan. Gotta love it. Wouldn't it be amazing to be there? It would just be fantastic to be there. Lewis said he would love to see Japan in the Rugby Championship. I think they can make some memories. I mean, they would compete against Argentina, wouldn't they? I mean, you'd back them to get results against the Pumas. I certainly would. And I mean, we've seen here that they can compete with South Africa. At the rate that Australia's going, they'll probably compete with them as well. Here's some width of the ball from Japan. Matsushima trying to chink again his way through, but he's just been wrapped up. He's had no chances at all. And again, case in point right now, Tanaka has been bullied. And it's South Africa ball. You need to protect your scrum half. They've not done that. They got away with it in the first half. They have not got away with it in the second. And to give credit here to Rusty Erasmus and say, he's looked at that first half and said, there is an opportunity for us to really smash every breakdown. Faf de Klerk has just been named man of the match. Sorry, I don't agree with that. I think he's thrown away quite a bit of opportunity and possession. If they can beat Ireland and Scotland, they can get results to beat most teams on their day. You're right, Lewis. They can. I mean, they've proven they can beat the best. And Ireland, at the point of going to the World Cup, were one of the best teams in the world. Sure, they've not had a great tournament. Scotland are a good team. They took them to the cleaners, much like you'd expect the top teams to do. They are certainly, I think, into that mix of now a top 6, top 8. team in the world consistently and consolidating their place. Rusty Rasmus has seen enough. He's making his way down in the final minute. I haven't started the clock back up. What an idiot. What an idiot I am. 39 minutes is up, guys. We are of the second half, of course. Bertram says, for sure we are going through. Your team has played well. I presume you're a Springboks fan there, Bertram. Yes, very well. They've put this away. Yankees into midfield, and Dielendy does what Dielendy does, and that's all Dielendy does. Here's Mostert. Squashed. And Chance Murphy has got his hands on the ball, but Barnes says no. Kickoff again, busts one tackle. Van der Walt missing him on that occasion. Khaleesi, haven't said his name much, but Mostert's tackled off the ball. They're getting in the way. Fast ball, this is it. Big fast ball. Dielendy, Mapimpi, looking for the hat trick. Big tackle, finally! Matsushima gets one up on him. There goes the gong. Got it right for once. Time is up. 40 minutes is done. Pollard wide, LaRue. Good ball to Stain. And he sets up on the 22. Gets it out there as Japan were looking at their chances. And Dielendy in the 22 places the ball back. Wales versus South Africa. What an occasion, says Lewis. Is he looking for one more try, are the Springboks? Lekanyuan picks it up and has another go. Losing a couple of metres there. Bertram, yes, supporting the Springboks. Well done, sir. What are your chances of a victory in the semi-final? Let us know in the comments. Goes back to not for a drop goal. It's straight to touch. And South Africa are taking the fourth and final semi-final spot of the Rugby World Cup. They will face Wales in the semi-final. It'll be England versus New Zealand, Wales versus South Africa. And they are the final four sides of the Rugby World Cup 2019. Full time has rung. And it is South Africa 26, Japan 3. Not being their greatest state for the Japanese. The Springboks certainly hit their straps in the second half. Time is up. Time is done. We are all over. And full time is on the board. Well, well, well. Tell me, team in the chat, what have you made of that? Lewis, as a Welshman, he says, I would love to see Wales win, but I can only see South Africa winning, and it should still be a great game. Interesting. Not backing your boys to get a job done. I'm a big fan of Wales in this World Cup. I think they've been a really consistent, solid team. They just weren't allowed to play versus France. And you can guarantee South Africa will be watching that game over and over and over to see what they've done to shut that Welsh side down. That is big. That is going to be a big, big game. England versus the All Blacks. Who's your pick to go through that one? What's your grand final? We've got 4 teams left. 2 games. Who's going to make it to that final of just 2 teams? Personally, my pick right from the start has been New Zealand, South Africa. Yes, they played at the start. Yes, they will meet again in the grand final. That is my pick since the start. Right now at the end, it is exactly the same. Patrick says, well done, South Africa. Swan, still there, says South Africa was just too good for Japan. The halftime score made me think it would be a tighter match. It was a game of 2 halves, Swan. Certainly, the first half was very tight, very tense. Japan played a very good first half, kept them in the game. They were behind by just 2. Neither team could put a score away. But second half, the breakdown changed everything. Japan could not put any phases together. 2, 3 phases, they lost the ball. That was the big part. If they could have put some ball play together, they would have got back in this game. But the Springboks did not let that happen. And that was the overall wrecking of this game. If you don't win your own ball for the breakdown, you are not going to win a game. And that's where Japan fell away, I think, in that second half. They just couldn't protect the ball in the breakdown. Really, a simple thing, they need to throw more players in there. Clearly, they didn't want players to commit to the breakdown. They wanted to leave players in the back line. They wanted to leave players available to carry the ball. If they don't have the ball, they can't have players available. So, it was a double-edged sword, and they need to throw more players in, I think, and get the ball on their side. Even if it meant they had less players defending, because the Springboks pack was too good in the breakdown. Lewis says he's totally backing his boys, but after watching the recent performances against Uruguay and France, he thinks they will be swaying more towards a South Africa win from a neutral point of view, but he would love Wales to win it. We're going to have England or New Zealand versus Wales or South Africa. 2 Northern Hemisphere sides, 2 Southern Hemisphere sides. Wow. Could have you put a better swing on this Rugby World Cup? Everyone's still got an equal chance. First time Japan didn't score a try. Yeah, you did right. This was surprising too, because they've been such a try-scoring happy team that they just got shut out here. I think they would have been happy to go in at half-time at 5-3, but the fact that they just couldn't get into the game in the second half, they couldn't look after their ball, they just weren't going to put that game away. Lewis is really getting into it now, supporting the Welsh. Gotta love it. We've been split down to 4. Who's your victor? Who's your finalists? A lot of people going for South Africa in the chat. What about the other side? New Zealand versus England. Who's going to make that grand final from that semi? And of course, the big winner on the day. What a game though. Really exciting match. What real interesting stats have we got from that game? South Africa, turnovers. We've got turnovers from the breakdown. South Africa still missed more tackles and had pretty much even on the tackle count. But I want to see turnovers. Ruck turnovers, defence. Do we have turnovers? Turnovers 1. Here we go. I'm just having a quick look here. Francois Lowe. Now, Francois Lowe, come on. What time? I'm just going through here. He came on in the 67th minute, Francois Lowe. And he got 3 ruck turnovers. So, he got 3 ruck turnovers in 13 minutes. That is ridiculous. Mapimpi was pretty good as well, but everyone had their hand in that say. Great work from the Springboks. We got some picks coming in. Patrick says South African deserved winners. And also says New Zealand Swan going with the All Blacks as well. Cannot stand the Poms. That's going to be a big game, isn't it? Next weekend. 1 game on Saturday. 1 game on Sunday. I'll be here for both of them. So I hope to see all you here for those games as well. Like always, big thanks to everyone for coming in and saying hi. It is 1:30 in the morning here in New Zealand. I've got work in a few hours, so I think I am going to make my way to the big blanket sack and have a good night's, hopefully, few hours sleep. Any final thoughts from you guys in the chat about this matchup? Big performance from the Springboks, get the job done. Really have closed it out very nicely. Japan, though, they've been the good story of the World Cup, haven't they? The home team, the host, making the playoffs for the first time in the history of the tournament. And they should be proud. They can't be too disappointed. They should be really, really proud of what they've managed to achieve. To get this far, to make it to the end, and to just get all the imagination of the fans all in there behind them as well. Just been brilliant. Just been fantastic. It's been, I think, one of the best World Cups that I've seen. And I'm pretty sure I've been watching pretty much most of them since the 90s. So we've seen a few World Cups. This one is definitely up there as one of the best hosted World Cups so far. Of course, we're going to France in 4 years' time, so don't forget about that as well. See if anything interesting comes up from this post-match here after the game. But it is South Africa 26, Japan 3. Wrapping this one up. Let's have a look at the scores. It is 3 tries to the Springboks. Marcus Mapimpi with 2. Faf de Klerk with the 1. Pollard had an average night to boot. 1 out of 3 from conversions. 3 out of 4 from penalties. And of course, early days, Tendai Tawera did pick up the yellow card. Which, given that, if Japan had managed to put points on the board, that could have really changed the game. As for Japan, Utamura, the only point scorer, 1 penalty, giving them their 3 lonely points. Overall, a very interesting game, a very, very tense, but a very, very tough battle for these two sides as well. I think that might do me for tonight, folks. Thanks to everyone for tuning in and watching. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage here tonight on this 4th and final quarterfinal match of the Rugby World Cup. I'll be coming back again next week. Next week, we will have two very, very exciting semi-finals. England, New Zealand, Wales, South Africa I'll be here for this. So make sure you come by, say hi, have a say in chat, have a bit of a discussion, and enjoy hopefully some good rugby and see who our grand finalists are going to be. Until then though, a big thanks for everyone for coming on by. Big thanks everyone for having a chat, having your thoughts in the comments section as always. And I hope to see you guys all next time on the channel as well. And hopefully some more streaming coming out as well. Finally, just before I go, Rugby 20 for those of you who are interested in the gaming. Hopefully be having a stream and a video on that coming out very, very soon as well. So if you're a fan of Rugby 20, you want to see what that's all about, the guys have been kind enough, I should say, to send me a nice little code for that game as well. So I'll bring you that very, very soon as well. But for me tonight, I'm off to get some sleep. Thank you everyone for coming by and saying hi, and I'll see you all next time. Until then, thanks for coming by, and as always, take care. Enjoy the rugby. We'll see you next week.